India and China both produce roughly the same number of engineering graduates each year. So why did China emerge as the global engineering superpower and India is not even in the race? Here is the breakdown. The R&D capital and state funding deficit. China is the world's largest R&D spender according to 2024 World Intellectual Property Organization data, investing $786 billion, 2.6% of its GDP, into frontier technologies. In contrast, India spends $76 billion, 0.7% of its GDP. This 10x absolute funding gap restricts the capital-intensive incubation required to build foundational deep tech infrastructure, like Huawei's 5G networks. The symbiosis of hardware manufacturing and software. China's software giants evolved symbiotically with its status as the factory of the world, creating an ecosystem where rapid hardware prototyping fueled tech dominance. The 2024 International Federation of Robotics report shows China installed a record 295,000 industrial robots, 54% of the global total. India, ranking 6th globally, installed 9,100 units. Software development in India evolved largely independent of hardware, making it difficult to organically build industrial robotics or hardware-reliant telecom giants. Research output versus talent export. While India established elite institutions like the IITs early on, a significant portion of its intellectual capital migrates to lead Western tech companies rather than fueling domestic R&D clusters. According to the 2024 Nature Index, which measures high-quality scientific research output, Chinese institutions occupy 8 of the top 10 global positions. India's academic output lacks the centralized, state-backed integration between university research and commercial product development seen at institutions like Tsinghua or Zheng University. Point 4. The service-oriented versus product-oriented economy. India leveraged its English-speaking advantage to dominate global IT outsourcing and services, prioritizing low-risk, high-margin revenue based on solving Western enterprise problems. China's language barrier and massive domestic consumer base forced its talent to build self-contained, native product ecosystems. Indian talent was structurally optimized for service delivery and managing client intellectual property, whereas Chinese talent was optimized for scaling massive domestic consumer platforms. The walled garden protectionism. China created a protected incubation environment via the Great Firewall, blocking dominant U.S. tech giants. This allowed massive domestic venture capital to nurture local monopolies like Alibaba, Tencent, Baidu in a captive market of 1.4 billion people. India maintained an open digital economy, meaning native consumer startups had to compete immediately against heavily capitalized Western platforms for user acquisition, mathematically stifling the emergence of localized consumer apps.